and we'll begin. So we're going to reach the arms all the way up to the sky. We're going to fold all the way down, walk the hands all the way out to the top of the mat. From here, we're going to do a right hip drop, a left hip drop, and then pike the bottom up in the air, and we roll all the way up. Okay, so we're getting a little hamstring stretch and opening when we do that little pike there. So we reach, roll all the way down, walk it out, make sure the hands are underneath the shoulders, right hip drop, left hip drop, pike those glutes up, and then roll up, slightly bending the knees. We're going to go for 5 more. So we reach and roll, walk it out, pop, drop. Let's go for 2 more, making sure we're breathing all the way through here as well. So our warm-ups are about getting oxygen into the body and starting to regulate the breath control, not holding our breath. That's never good. Good, and then walking all the way back up. Lovely. So we'll just bring a bit of a step forward onto your mat. We're going to take a couple of deep squats as we reach all the way through, making sure those feet a little bit wider than hip width apart and the toes are pointing forward. So it's not a second plie, it is a squat. Your bottom slipping back behind your heel line. Back's beautiful, flat, straight. Belly button's drawing into the spine. Making sure we're hitting all those little technique points. Good. For 5. For 4. For 3. 2. And last one. Amazing. All right. So bringing those feet together. I'm just going to get you to come to the top portion of the mat here. I'm going to take your hands just onto the hips. Belly button's drawing to the spine. I'm going to take a slight bend in those knees. So go down as low as your ankles will allow. We're just going to hold that position. Now your right leg's going to be moving straight out. The hips stay square, so we're not lifting them up as we do this. Try and keep those hips level. And then just a little toe tap in. We're lengthening that leg all the way out. Now with those ankle weights on, obviously, we're starting to get a little bit more work. Starting to load up this quad on that left side. Belly still drawing through to the spine. The shoulders are broad. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, we hold here. Now we're going to lift this leg, keep the knee pointing forward, going up as high as you can, still keeping these hips level and square. 1, 2, 3, good, 4, 5, 6, 7, stay low on that standing leg. Lovely, good. Now we're going to bring the knee in, so the foot's just off the floor, so we're testing the balance now, and we squeeze out. 1, and 2, and 3, good, good. 4, 4, breathe deep. Here, 6, good, good. For 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Amazing. All right, let's take a big step to the other end of your mat. And we'll repeat the whole thing. So nice big deep knee bend, little toe taps. 2, for 3, good. 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, good. For 9 and 10, we hold. Little lift and lower. 2, for 3, for 4 and 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, knees come in and then extend to the side. 1, 2, 3, good. 4. So really got to stabilize through that standing leg. If you notice it's shaking a little bit, that's good. Just want to make sure that knee stays over the toe. 4, for 3, 2, and 1, and in. Beautiful. All right. So I'm going to come down onto the floor now. Hopefully your heart rate's up. I think you can hear mine's up a little bit. I'm gasping for air here. All right, rolling down. Okay, so we're going to take those hands directly underneath the shoulders. Make sure the palms are planted firmly. I'm going to spread those fingers wide and make sure too that you've got the pads of your fingers are quite active. There's a sensory experience happening underneath there. Flatten out the palms. You're going to take your right leg all the way back to the back of the mat and then bring it into kneeling. Back of the mat and kneel for 2. Good, good. 3, 4, 5. So we want to make sure that leg comes up a little higher than parallel. This would be parallel. We're taking it up a little higher. So we're starting to get into the top portion of that glute. The leg is turned in, and we're fully stretching that knee. The more you stretch the knee, the more the hamstring and the glute will activate, which, let's face it, is why we're doing this exercise, right? So we may as well work it to its full capacity rather than doing half measures. That's never agreeable. For 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Now we're going to step forward to the top portion of your mat. I'm going to get you to press those hips forward and then come back to 90-degree kneeling, kick your right leg back. So this is going to be a progressive exercise. We're going to add on to this. So we press forward, squeeze through and kick back for 2 and 3. Good, good. For 4 and 1. Here's 6 and 7. So you've got to use those abs to step that leg right forward. Good. Now on the next one, we're going to take this foot, place your right hand onto the top of your right knee. The foot is forward to the top corner of the mat. So there's quite a big gap between the hand and the foot. We're going to lift your back knee off the floor, pike your bottom up, slip that leg forward and through, lift the foot off the floor, lift your hips as we step back into a long lunge. We don't put the knee down though, so we want to keep that knee off the floor. So we step through, 1, back, 2, back, 3, 4. Let's go 4 more. 3 more, 2 more, last one. Good. Step back into your high plank, and we're going to do a couple of little hip pops to the floor like our warm-up. So we do right hip down, lift, left, right, left, right, left for 5. Good. For 4 and 3. Here's 2. Last one. And kneeling, deep breath, right leg squeezes back, full stretch for 1. Here's 2. Good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We step left foot forward, press the hips through, and then kick back for 2. Kick back, 3 and 4. Good. 5 and 4. 3. Keep breathing deeply for 2 and 1. All right. New movement. Left hand onto the top of your left knee. Lift your back knee off the floor. We slip that right leg through. Keep it high. So the higher that you can get this leg with that weight on it, the more your muscles will work. And then step back. So we squeeze. 2 and back. 3 and back. Try not to put your bottom down when you slide through. 4. Good. 3. 2 and 1. Step back, high plank. And we drop left and right hip. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hike those hips up high. And we'll take a little stretch. Well done. Really good work. Okay, so we're going to take your right leg now. Squeeze it directly up to the sky. Flex the toe at the top. We slide that foot behind the grounded left leg. Little stretch. We then lift and squeeze and lift. Squeeze. 3. Good. 4. Try and keep those hips square as the leg comes down. Good work. And 10, beautiful. Holding that leg up there, we're going to bring your left heel up onto tippy toes, bend the knee down to the floor, and we're going to ground the left hand and stack your hips one on top of the other here. Good, and we're going to toe tap that leg. 2, good, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So these hips are stacked, the chest lifting. 9, good, 10, 5, 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Turn back to the center, lift the knee off the floor, three-legged dog, and then we come down, change legs straight away. So it's left now, and cross behind right, lift. Good. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good. 2 more. Last one. We lift your right heel off the floor, knee hovers. Beautiful. Hover, hover, hover. To lower down, we stack hip on top of right, lift and lengthen for 1, 2, good, 3, 4, 5. Keep moving, keep breathing, keep drawing the belly into the spine. Make sure the left shoulder stays back. Don't let it drop to the floor. 4, 3, 2, 1, and we come all the way in. Let's take a little child's pose. Well done. Good work. Okay, so I'm going to come to laying on your back on the floor now. I'm going to take some ab work. Good. Laying all the way back. I'm going to take a couple of hip rolls all the way up to the sky and then rolling all the way back down. After we've done that, belly stays pulling through to the spine and we have a little lift of the chest, head and shoulders. Okay, so we're doing bottom portion of the spine and then top portion. Good, good. For 3. And squeeze. 4, 4. And squeeze. 5. Good, squeeze. 6. Squeeze. Squeeze. 8. Good. Squeeze. 9. Squeeze. Last one for 10. And we squeeze. Reach towards the top of the knees, and we turn the palms down towards the floor and just having about 3 inches off the floor here. Lovely gap between the chin and the chest. We're going to roll those shoulders down away from the ears. Bring your right knee in, left knee in, right knee down, left knee down. Right, left. Squeeze. Good. For 3. And 4. Here's a 5. Good, good. For 6. And a 7. Amazing, guys. For 8. Keep pulling that belly through to the spine, lifting the chin away from the chest. If you start to feel your neck, just push the tongue into the roof of the mouth. But stay with me, yeah? You've got this. 2 more. Amazing. Last one. And down. Oh, good. Let's release. And we'll just roll the knees over to the one side and then take them over to the other. Well done. Okay. Now you've got your hand weights, hopefully. Grab hold of those. I'm going to put them both in your right hand. I'm going to take the feet about hip width apart. Reaching your right arm all the way back. We pull the belly through to the spine. We sit up tall and reach that right hand between the feet. So we're taking the weight just slightly in front of your toes. It's not just here. Okay, so I do want you to get a bit of a stretch in the inner thighs. So we roll all the way down, through the spine, rolling all the way up, reach. Good, so it's controlled on the way down. We exhale on the way through. As we roll down, reach the arms back, we inhale. We exhale to sit up tall. Good. Here's 5. Good. And 4. Shoulders stay down as we reach through. For 3. For 2. For 1. Good. Now we're going to add on to this. Taking your right leg, place it down on the floor in a zigzag. We come through to a kneeling position, press overhead, come back down and back. Foot returns. So we come through. 1, press, down, return. 2, press, down, return. 3, really important we get that return with both soles of the feet flat on the floor. Good. 5. Here's 6. Let's get to 10. And then we're going to change hands with those weights. 2 more. Good, last one. All right, quick seamless transition. We change hands with those weights and we do sitting up tall. 1. I'm just going to move my mat because I've got the travels on. And down. Here's 2. Good. 3. So hopefully your heart rate is coming up a little bit. If you're wearing a heart rate monitor, I'd be interested to know what your levels are, where we start to peak. Good, let's do 2 more. All right, now we're going to add in that little zigzag leg. So weights reach back, left leg comes zigzag, roll through to come to kneeling overhead press, come back down and centered. For 2, down, good. For 3, squeeze, beautiful. For 4, here's 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, last one for 10. Well done, good work. All right, I'm going to bring those weights now, palms up, just down beside you. Bring your knees into your reverse tabletop position. I'm going to squeeze the weights, palms up, off the floor. As the head and shoulders come up, I'm going to squeeze that right leg through and come back down. For 2, squeeze. 3, 4, and 5. Good. 6, 7, and 8, and 9. 5 more. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. And we reach all the way back. Let's pop those weights down. Amazing. All right, guys, we're going to take a little roll over now onto your side. Do one last little conditioning exercise and then we'll have a stretch. So coming through, getting that elbow directly underneath the shoulder, and we're going to take your top leg, just extend it parallel out from the mat. We're lifting underneath this rib cage, okay? We're going to take little pulses for 2, for 3, back of the knees super straight. We don't want to be bending that leg. That makes it very quad dominant when we do that. So we want to get those quads lengthened. We don't want to bulk them up. So we make sure that those hamstrings are working, the glutes are working. We're lengthening through the front of these quads. For 5, belly draws to the spine. We're supporting the lower back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now squeezing that leg forward, we come back to the top, and then we're going to lift the hips here. All right, so we squeeze the leg forward, back to parallel, and then a lift of the hip. For 2, squeeze, lift. Here's 3, squeeze, lift. And 4, squeeze, lift. 5. Here's 4. 3. Amazing. 2. Last one. Good work. And in. Beautiful. Let's change sides straight away. Ooh. Good. Okay, so knees are parallel, lifting underneath this rib cage, extending that top leg, making sure that we're pulling those shoulders down. So we lift and lengthen. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9. Good. Squeeze forward, lengthen to the top, and a hip lift and down. We squeeze forward, lengthen, hip lift. Try not to dip the legs as you bring it forward. We're trying to keep it just above that hip line the whole time. Good. So there's constant tension, constant workload on that hip socket. And the muscles around the top of the glutes. 4 more. 3, 2. Lovely. Last one. And all the way in. Beautiful, guys. All right. I'm going to take those weights off now. Good. Well, hopefully you've got your body temperature up a little bit. Obviously, you can always repeat this session. If you want to do a slightly longer session, you can repeat it. And just press play again. Absolutely fine. All right, so we're going to take the right leg forward towards the top of the mat. We're going to press your back heel down. So we're in quite a wide pyramid stance here. I want to make sure that the big toes on both feet are pressing down. I want to square those hips off as well. So I want to draw your right hip back, left hip forward if you've got your right leg forward. Good. For 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Just bend the front knee a fraction. If you can get it 90-degree parallel to the floor, that'd be great. And I'm going to step your left foot towards the left edge of the mat, interlace the fingers behind your back and squeeze those shoulder blades together, back of the hands, heel of the hands together as well. And let's just hang. Let all that tension out of your neck and head. For 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Release the hands. Take your right leg towards the back right edge of the mat. Pyramid pose, second side. So we draw right hip forward, left hip back. So we want to be swinging your glutes to the left edge of the mat. We want to make sure that we square them off. That's it. And you should feel this down the right calf and definitely into the hamstring on that front leg. That's where I can feel mine. If you're quite tight through the top of the back as well, you might feel it there. All right, so we're going to take a big, long lunge, big runner's lunge. Should feel a little bit of a stretch through the front of this hip on the right side. And then we step forward to the left edge of the mat. Now this time I'm going to get you to drop your glutes down. Place the elbows on the inside of your knees. Little yogic stretch here in Malasana squat. Always good for some hip opening. Trying to get the little heels down on the blade edge, little pinky toes, blade edge of your feet down as well. And pull those shoulders down away from the ears. So we don't want to be tucking the tailbone under and rounding through the top of the back. We're really trying to elongate through that spine. Good. Now from here, we're going to take your right hand back behind your foot. Press the hips up in the air. Look back. We then bring the glutes down to the floor. Change sides. Look back. Let's do that 2 more times. Reach and lengthen. Good. And reach and lengthen. Amazing. Hugging the knees into the chest as we roll down. Good. Let's place the right foot on the floor. Lengthen the left leg. Little hamstring stretch. And we change sides. You can hold that. You want to hold it a little bit longer today, you can. About 4 or 5 breaths is ideal. Particularly if you've got a little bit of a shake happening through that leg. Just means you need to breathe a little deeper, let the nervous system know it's okay to let go. Good. We'll then cross right ankle over the left knee. Figure 4 stretch. And changing sides. Lovely. Well guys, that is it for your workout. It's been a pleasure sharing this time with you today. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Make sure you book in. Bye.